All right, let's bring in Hans Van Spakovsky. He is the Heritage Foundation's Manager, Election Law Reform Initiative. Wow. He comes to us from Washington. Did I miss anything here? Did I report everything accurately? That's very important, and I want to know if I screwed up at all.
No, Bill, you got it exactly right. I might add that not only is Georgia seeing record turnout, but just a couple of weeks ago, Stacey Abrams' lawsuit that she filed several years ago claiming that the prior governor's race had been stolen and claiming that all these reform changes were discriminatory and violated the Voting Rights Act, the entire case was thrown out by a federal judge, a judge, by the way, appointed by Barack Obama.
So Ms. Abrams has no credibility. She is an election
No.
denier. No doubt about it. You filed a federal lawsuit about it. Now, many conservatives believe that mail-in ballots in particular are crooked, that many more Democrat votes come in through the mail than Republican votes. Is that true?
Well, again, it depends on the state. Remember, in 2020, there was a big push by Republicans to get people to vote in person rather than through the mail. And again, like I said, it depends on the state. If you're a state like Georgia that requires an ID for absentee balloting, you're in much better shape than a state like California, which has no ID requirement of any kind, and therefore you don't have that security check on absentee ballots.
What about the difference in counting the vote? Again, a lot of people very suspicious. Some states will have their results certified at the end of election day. Others will go 2-3 days, maybe more after that, correct?
Yeah, and that again depends on how good election officials are in those states in administering the voting process. The key to good security there is to have poll watchers and poll observers watching every aspect, for example, of absentee ballots being opened, processed, and then counted. It's when those observers are not allowed to see that. Remember, we saw that in 2020 in places like Philadelphia and Detroit. That's what lends to people being suspicious about the outcome. And it's really important that that kind of transparency be maintained in this election.
But it won't be in some places. Everybody knows that. What are some of the worst states as far as vote count deadlines?
Pennsylvania probably is one of the worst. Remember, they've had long delays there in coming up with election results. And look, they're still litigating. Within the past week or so, a case ended up before the Pennsylvania State Supreme Court because the Secretary of State said she wasn't going to abide by a state law that says that voters have to put the date on their absentee ballot along with their signature. She was telling local registrars, you go ahead and count that vote anyway.
And that's against the Commonwealth's law?
Yes, it is. And fortunately, the state Supreme Court came out and said, look, Secretary of State, you can't do that. You have to abide by state law.
And the Secretary of State, of course, is a Democrat, right?
She is, yes.
All right. Now, so we can expect with Fetterman Oz that we might not know by the end of tomorrow who wins.
That's exactly right. And we may have quite a delay. Keep in mind, too, remember, Pennsylvania has divided government. The Republicans control the state legislature. The governor is a Democrat. The Republican legislature several times passed election reform packages that would have solved a lot of these problems. Every time it was vetoed by the Democratic governor.
Inflation at its highest level in 40 years. Interest rates skyrocketing. We all know that. Market experts like Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, not only predict a recession, but are using scary terms like economic hurricane and unprecedented. So you need to call the only precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Please call them today, and they will have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. They have thousands of satisfied customers, are the highest rated firm in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they'll give you up to $2,500 of free silver on your first order. Please call 866-501-5201, 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. Again, 866-501-5201 or text BILL to 65532. Bill O'Reilly here. Thank you for watching this video, and make sure you subscribe to the First TV YouTube page. Just hit the big red subscribe button below, and you'll get clips and highlights of my program, The No Spin News, every single day. We'll see you soon.